box block-off plates coming. They were supposed to deliver those today, but I guess I missed the mailman. Alright, so we got a new stator setup for the ZX14 to show you guys. So this is the stock stator. Let's get that turned on there. Make sure that's legible. Got pounds. Got 4 pounds, 12.8 ounces. That's the stock one. Our new lightweight one. Got 2 pounds, 14.8 ounces. And to let you guys see what the rotational mass part of that is, we got 1 pound, 10 ounces versus 2.5 ounces, or 2 pounds, 5 ounces. Something else to be note of, we are now going to be making some different velocity stacks available. These are intended for boost, so it seals really well to the bottom, and we can custom make them to any length you want, as long as it's not too extremely long. Those will all be coming onto the website very soon, and this rotor and charging system package will be going on to the 233 horsepower ZX14, and we will be putting it back on the dyno to see if we can measure any difference. But nonetheless, this will be equivalent to removing a pound out of the rear wheel as far as how it feels in comparison when you ride it. We got the stator on it now with the new charging system. Please see what I'll do. Let me explain what just happened there. That is, she did better on camera than what she did off camera, which is flipping awesome. But we just made 236 horsepower with the charging system on there, which before we made 233 without ram air, and that was at 133 foot-pounds of torque, which I had to run earlier that was 134 foot-pounds of torque. And with ram air, we made 136 foot-pounds of torque and 244 horsepower. So as far as the charging system, it makes an extra 2 to 3 horsepower and an extra foot-pound of torque, as well as taking off 2 pounds, 1 pound rotating, and 1 pound stationary. We will have this cover. We will be coming with a carbon fiber one very soon. Working on that. Still got to make the molds. At the moment, until we have a carbon fiber cover ready, I need you to send in your original cover because I have to modify the distance on that in order to go on the new bike. Okay, to go over this is with the new charging system on it. This bike literally has the same fuel in it from when I ran it last, which unfortunately is a couple months ago. But the weather is as close as I was going to get to that day. So we do have a 5-degree difference between the days. Our humidity is within 5%, so that does make a slightly different correction factor on this scale. Our pressure is identical, but we are making a horsepower and a half more peak on without ram air, and we are making a foot-pound and a half of, or actually in that particular run we made 2 foot-pounds more torque without ram air. With ram air we're making a foot-pound and a half more torque, and we made 2 more horsepower peak. But that does not say everything. At this one particular spot that I selected, we are making 3 more horsepower right there with ram air. We are making 1 more without it. If we go to some of the larger gaps, sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera and it at the same time, but like that gap right there, that's a 3 horsepower gap without ram air and a 5 horsepower with it. I mean, there's just gaps all over this thing. It's crazy. Down in the torque area, I mean, on that run, make sure I'm looking at the right stuff. Blue versus green, we got a 5 horsepower difference without ram air, and then with ram air, we got red versus green, or red versus muddy green. We got 4 horsepower there. So all in all, an average horsepower difference of about 4 horsepower or more. Again, this spot here, we got a 4 horsepower difference on with ram air on and with ram air off. We got, again, 4 horsepower. So super happy with the results on this. So not only is it saving you 2 pounds, it's also netting you about a 4 horsepower difference all the way up its entire scale. Again, as apples to apples as I can get without changing out the system same day, which is not realistic because this one's soldered in. Black Widow Power Sports, we will have this on the webpage as soon as I can get it up.